Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So today, you guessed it, we're talking about Primarchs. I started with the line the other day and now I can't get Primarchs out of my head. I told you chaps, once I go on about Primarchs, that's it. It's just Primarch. Maybe every video for the future now is just going to be a Primarch video. What about that? Let's get back into that old routine. Now, why am I going to be talking about Jaghatai Khan today? Because Jaghatai Khan is the most badass Primarch there is. If I leave my Rogel Dawn bias to one side, you know, I always see Rogel Dawn, the only chap who was killed, a traitor Primarch, you know, he's took on greater demons, he's done all of that, but I have to leave that outside for today's video, because I want to talk about my next favourite Primarch, of course, Jaghatai, the Great Kargan, the Khan of Khans. Why is he such a bloody badass? I see him as a better Primarch than Sanguinius. A lot of people are going to be saying, how dare you, Valrak? Sanguinius gave his life for the Imperium. He may have, but he's not a badass like Jaghatai Khan. So let's jump in and let's talk about the Great Khan. Now, Jaghatai Khan is different from someone like Rogel Dawn. Rogel Dawn, you know where Rogel Dawn's loyalties lie. It is firmly with the Imperium. Now, people didn't really know what the hell the Warhawk, the Great Khan, the Khan of Khans, Jaghatai, was really aligned to. Horus even sent Mortarion to bring him over to his side, and we'll get to that in a second. But the Khan, in the end, sided with the Emperor. He shouted for the Emperor, how he was taking on a great demon Slanesh. It's a bloody amazing. Now, as I said, Horus was much of a bro to Jaghatai Khan. He loved him, and they had a great friendship, great brotherhood, and he thought he would get Khan on his side, so he sent Mortarion. Mortarion tried to convince him. Jaghatai Khan saw through him. He says, you know, chaos is just a lie. It is. It's just, you know, evil. Basically, you're giving your soul away to be enslaved, and Mortarion got offended by that, and the first Primarch match we had up with Jaghatai Khan was him versus Mortarion, and I have to say, I personally think he kicked the absolute crap out of Mortarion. Mortarion was saved because he basically transported away, like the Jaghatai brought his sword down to cut through him, but like the person who was there was no longer there because he teleported away and stuff. So I was like, okay, round one to Jaghatai Khan. Of course they're going to have a rematch in the Siege of Terra, because this was before Mortarion was fully demon formed. We all know that he went demon mode when he was on the way to Terra, so they are going to have that. We know it's in the old lore. He battles him, and it's mentioned in some of the newer lore that there's like statues and stuff of Mortarion fighting a great winged evil plague beast and stuff like that, in some of the Inquisitor novels. So it's definitely going to be going down in the future. Now, the most important thing why Jaghatai Khan is a badass, because he does whatever the hell he bloody wants. And what I mean by that is that in the Great Crusade, he was just going around doing what he wants. Basically, everyone was like, all right, Jaghatai Khan, here's your Crusade fleet, just go. No one knew where he was. Like the Alpha Legion were like, where the hell is Jaghatai Khan? He was just like into the wind, fighting, killing, things like that. He actually respected, him and the White Scars actually respected the Orcs. They actually like said to themselves, once the Orcs are all gone, I actually feel sorry, because there's no more great warriors out there for us to bleed our blades on and stuff like that. They respected the ferocity and the brutality and the cunningness, really, of the Orc beast. Speaking of Orcs, Orcs actually ran from Jaghatai Khan. Imagine a horde of knobs running away in fear. This is actually what happened. If you read the Primarch book, Jaghatai Khan, which focuses on him, one of his close friends gets yeeted and dies into a pool of lava, if I'm not mistaken, and Jaghatai Khan, seeing this, absolutely just lets out like this billowing rage and just goes like bloodlust mode, like, you know, Sigismund mode activated. He presses his little button and he just charges into these Orcs. He just goes in, starts slashing them. The Orcs like, oh my god, what have we done? And they all start running away and just scared. That is the only time I think I've read of like Orcs getting scared and actually running away. Like, I don't mean like little boys or grots or anything, actual like big boss knobs getting absolutely frightened and running away because of this absolute power unit that is heading towards them. But where he really stands out for me so far is the Siege of Terra. Oh my holy emperor, some of my favourite moments have been between the White Scars fighting the enemy. There's this amazing scene where basically Rogel Dawn says, all right, Jaghatai, I need you behind the walls, you're a Primarch, you know, if you go down, it's a massive loss for us, you know, morale, everything like that. And he's like, Dawn, I love you to bits, you're respected and stuff like that, you're a tactical genius, But no, I'm not doing that. I'm riding out, I'm saving the civilians, I'm taking the fight to the enemy. And that's what the White Scars do. Jaghatai Khan knows his warfare is best when it's constantly moving. So he heads out, he goes and does his own thing. But there's this amazing scene where the enemy, the Death Guard, are coming towards like the first defences of Terra. Like all the guardsmen and stuff in like the trenches are getting slaughtered and everything. There's just massive horde of Death Guard marching forward, ripping everything apart, and all you hear is these engines, and all of a sudden, like the ride of the Rohirrim from Lord of the Rings, just imagine that, but with jet bikes, comes over the wall, flies over the wall, straight down across the ground into the main bulk of the Death Guard, and it is just, it's just carnage. They're just there, you know, cutting people's heads off, smashing straight into this main force. And we all know like how tanky and powerful Death Guard are, right? You know, these people are not to be messed with, and the White Scars just cut through them like a hot knife through butter. It's just brilliant. Of course, they, you know, then they get stuck in and everything's fighting. Jaghatai Khan like gets brought down like by 50 plague people that all jump on top of him, and they're all trying to stab him and stuff like that, and he's like, get off me, slinging them and stuff. He actually gets stabbed by a Nurgle blade, and we're like, oh my god, he's done for, because the Nurgle stuff starts like really killing him and stuff like that. But once they like drag him back into like the Emperor's palace and stuff, like the Emperor's you know, light magic or whatever you call it, psychic power stuff, basically just kills the wound and just heals him instantly, and he's okay again. And it's like, okay, round 2 for Jaghatai Khan. I just love the way he interacts with people. Like again, in the Siege of Terra books, he's actually the first Primarch I've heard swearing. He says shit and fuck and stuff like that, if I'm not mistaken. It's definitely swear words he says. I remember like listening to it in an audiobook, and I was like, oh my god, did a Primarch just swear? Are they allowed to swear? And stuff. That was like my first bloody reaction to it. And it's really, really cool. You know, he's a really down-to-earth person. He tells people how it is, and you know, he's not one of these people that has his head up his own arse. For example, Fulgrim said to him one time, I've heard you do funny things with your ships, and he just turns around and says, I hear you do funny things with your sons. And it's like, whoa, Fulgrim, oh, burn, call an ambulance and stuff like that. Jaghatai Khan takes no shit off nobody. And I don't know what's going to happen with like the future books, but as I mentioned before, with his little bout with Mortarion, it's got to happen again. In the old books, what happened is that Jaghatai Khan was on top of a rhino when they were taking back one of the spaceports, and he was just on top of it, swinging his sword around, just decapitating people, just killing through hordes and hordes of enemies and stuff like that. So I'm sure they're going to pay homage to that in some type of way. And of course, when he reaches the spaceport to take it back, he's got to face Demon Mortarion, and I think that is where the real showdown is going to be going on. I'm really interested to see what happens to that, because Mortarion now is demonic Mortarion. He's no longer just normal Mortarion. He's, you know, he's got all his demon powers, and at Terra at the moment, this is where I would say the most powerful, because all the power, let's say, sorry, is actually behind Chaos as a whole there. That's where it's all emanating towards that point to destroy the Imperium, to destroy the Emperor, and all that kind of stuff. So him and a rematch with Jaghatai Khan is gonna be great, and I just cannot wait for it. Of course, we know he survives because he gets sucked into the webway when he's chasing Dark Eldar raiders from his planet, who are, you know, there to take away his people. So we don't know what happens to him in the webway. I firmly believe that he is still alive in the webway. He's on the hunt. A lot of people think that he's been captured. He's been being used by the Dark Eldar in their sports and stuff like that, but you can't catch Jaghatai Khan. You can't use him that way. He's just lost. He's searching for his way out, and once he is out, then that is where the fun begins, because of course that is another Primarch returning. Yes, we finally arrived at the objective. This was a secret objective, and then that means that Khan comes back, and it's going to be beautiful, because Khan loves Guilliman, Guilliman loves the Khan, they respect each other. Jaghatai Khan will just say like, okay, I'm just going to go out and kill people, and Guilliman will like, okay, here's some Primaris Marines, here's some new jet bikes and stuff, go get them. And it would just be a beautiful sight to witness a Khan back, full rage mode, killing demons, killing chaos, killing Xenos, and just fighting for the Imperium once again. Alright, Chaprunios, that's me done for another video. Thank you for coming, thank you for watching as always. I promised myself I'd stop making Primarch videos, but look at me, I'm right back where I started, and I love every second of it. Right, if you've got anything to say on Jaghatai Khan, post it down below. Do you love him? Do you hate him? I don't think I've ever seen any hate for Jaghatai Khan at all, because he's absolutely bloody amazing. But if you have, then post it below and we can all laugh at you. Right, thank you for coming, thank you for watching, see you now, and bye bye.